Hello and welcome to all the men and women of the West. I'm Joe. Today's Great House video is about the first ruling family of Silvanesti. This family is called the Silvanos clan, and it's named after the founder of Silvanesti, Silvanos Goldeneye, likely because he had golden eyes. Silvanos is notable for having convened the first Synthal Elish, convening a great many elven families and convincing them to unify under him. This was the process by which the Emerald Throne was built up, upon which Silvanos was also the founder of the city of Silvanost. He would pass the throne after a reign of almost 1,500 years to his son Cythus Silvanos, who, like him, would be alive during the Age of Dreams, with Cythus probably being the best ruler of the entire Silvanos. He was wise, he was intelligent, and he preferred not to engage the Empire of Urgoth in an all-out war. He, to be quite honest, didn't care for war. He was also a little soft on the Kagonest. Cythus, though, was to be assassinated by a human who shot an arrow at him. Likely the human was hired by Urgoth's emperors or by a noble within the upper strata of Urgoth's empire who longed for a war against the elves and didn't care who declared it so long as Urgoth won. With Cythus's death, his idiot son, Cythus, assumed the throne, and thus the Kinslayer Wars began. Cythus was the eldest son and heir of Cythus, who early on demonstrated his callousness and ruthlessness when he married his brother's girlfriend without really thinking too much about his brother's feelings or giving much care for it. In all honesty, Cythus was the worst possible person to take the throne. He would rule throughout the Kinslayer Wars, would banish any and all elves with any kind of sympathies for humans, including his own brother, Krynn, who would go on to found the country of Silvanesti, a new kind of ruling family. Krynn would become the first speaker of the Sun of Silvanesti, and Cythus was the one who set the tone for the relationship between the two countries by keeping the relationship purposely frigid. Obviously, he was not terribly fond of his younger brother. There was always a jealousy between the two, mostly on Cythus' side. Krynn was a pretty decent guy and had the same kind of regal, pensive way of dealing with situations, for the most part, that Cythus did not possess. After Cythus, one of his sons came into power, and he did not rule for very long. He was succeeded by the youngest of Cythus' sons, Elendar Silvanos, ruled for a brief time before he passed the throne on to a nephew of his, who was the son of an older brother. This grandson of Cythus's ruled for an unknown period of time. The name is unknown because they never filled out that part of the lore. That said, this is the last registered member of the Silvanos family before there's a change in dynasty from the Silvanos family to the Kaladin. In a lot of books, there are hints that it's the same dynasty, but I've always subscribed to the theory that it's a different dynasty. And this would mean that the legitimate heirs of Silvanesti are actually the ruling family of Silvanesti. I always like this. I'm very pro Silvanesti. I love Silvanesti, and I don't really care about Silvanesti for the most part. And this would also make things very interesting. It means there's been two dynasties over Silvanesti, and this would further complicate the relationship between the two countries, as well as the Kaladin family's hold over the Emerald Throne. I'm not doubting that there's royal blood in their veins. I would just propose that there was a shift in dynasty, probably via a female descendant of Cythus, or even Cythus. I just figured that the Kaladin family is descended from Silvanos no matter what, but it's from a different branch of the, and I think this would be very interesting. Although, tell me what you think of this fan theory of mine that the Silvanos and Kaladin family are two separate families. You could also like the video if you enjoyed my take and summary of the overall family tree of the Silvanos house. Now, I did not touch upon too much upon Krynn because he went on to found his own family, and I'd rather reserve that for a separate video. I'm a big Krynn fan. He's probably my second favorite elf in Dragonlance. You know what? If you want to stay tuned for the next Dragonlance video, it's going to be about the principal moral theme behind the Dragonlance stories. Do smash that subscribe button like you're Huma trying to smash the Dragonlance through Takesis.